listeners. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday.
This is a whole hour of Santa Barbara Teen Athletes. Woo! Stop it. Stop it. And all those people and businesses that support those teen athletes, just like, wow, we could have had that clap go on and on and on and on. That was all right, though. We don't get obnoxious, right? We're doing okay. We're going in on our 10th year. We're on that 10th. We're way into the 10th year. You're right.
4 months into that.
Yeah, we are. Well, thank God. I mean, I can't even imagine.
We had the birthday.
Yeah, we had the birthday. Now we're coming. 10-year anniversary, we're going to do something like really rocky roly. I mean, it's going to be really cool. In the house today, we have Michelle Myring. Woo! Woo!
Pal's representing.
Yes, pal. We love our pal.
I know. And then all the kids are back to school now.
Oh, no.
So we...
Cocktail hour. I'm just saying. She never drank. She never drank. She got through it.
This is when...
You had a lot of kids over the summer.
Yeah, we did have a lot of kids.
You crushed it.
And we continue, we'll continue to have a lot of kids. And the neat thing is our kids are choosing. As a drop-in center, everything's free of charge, but they are the ones who are making the decisions and the choices to make a
Well, we've
change.
had them representing here, and I have never not been impressed. I don't know if you're cherry picking them. I don't know if they're going to some kind of prep class before they come on the show. Seriously, because they are very well behaved.
They are, and some of them aren't necessarily always well behaved. And then they come here, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, see?
You can do it. You can do it.
Miss Michelle puts the bar up here, and you rise to it.
You went way high.
Yeah, they do. They really like being respected
You
and
keep
having
waving that taser at
conversation.
them, You know what I'm saying? Just kidding. That's a joke, Michelle. Why
I
do you
know.
look at me like that's a bad thing to say? It was a joke.
I know.
We can't joke on this show. The show's over.
We can, but we
Okay?
got to be really
Oh,
careful because I have
Dominique, help me. This is
I
what
have
you throw the
police
mic
in
to
my
Dominique.
name. We have
Dominique,
police
back
in the name.
The kids really enjoy safe space, and they know that their experiences are going to be validated and that they're going to get help when they ask for help. That's what they get at PAL.
Right.
Absolutely. And
Okay. Stop looking at me mean.
I'm not.
I'm just kidding. Who
I
loves?
know.
We love our first responders. Put your hands
we
together.
do.
Oh my God, we love our first responders.
I know. And we have, speaking of first responders, we have a new canine. Don't know his name, but we have a new canine.
Girl or boy?
Boy?
Eric.
No.
From Eric.
I don't remember. But
got my name off.
yeah, so that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, really.
Because Jake retired, so now there's a new canine. And the neat thing is, because I'm going to throw a shout out to all my brothers and sisters in blue, is most of the canine unit and the dogs are sponsored through the Santa Barbara Police Foundation, which is another nonprofit.
Okay.
So we have that new beautiful command center,
Nice.
which came from the community. So really, these dogs in this unit come from the community.
So
and it
can the
saves
kids
lives.
do they have the opportunity to, shadow somebody in that program? I think that's a program. I think that's a maybe.
There is at the Fun with the Force. I'm going to give another shout out for our wonderful officers in blue. They have a big fundraiser coming up, and usually at that event they do a canine demonstration, which really shows the power and the usefulness, because the canines really help save lives.
Do you need people to dress up? I have time right now. Do you need people, that the dogs attack?
They do.
Can you imagine?
I know. And they run.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Dr. D, you and I, Teen Sports Radio, we'll have to start running,
I will volunteer for shark duty before I volunteer
Well, you
for
have,
canine.
Well, you have Cujo.
We have 100 pounds.
His name is
He's
Cujo.
huge.
Yeah, he is.
Wow.
125 pounds.
120 pounds.
They made
Actually,
a
his
movie.
name is Angus.
Angus Cujo.
And he actually did, at one point, we were going through a particular process, and he actually did chomp down on my arm once. Now, normally, what's the first reaction you're going to do? You're going to pull it out, right?
Not do that.
I knew why he had done that, and it was what we were going through.
Didn't like dinner.
No, he didn't like one of the.
it.
We brought another dog into the home.
I got it.
Didn't like it,
Yeah, I got
and
it.
we were trying to help them, bring them together, and have them be friends. He wanted no part of it. He got a little ticked and turned and clamped down on my arm, and I just left it there. And I said, "Okay, I know you're upset. Didn't break the skin.
Yeah. Good.
I'm not afraid, especially of him. But boy, when they come charging at you."
Yes.
I do not know when
I
people
stop
run.
and I give them,
do not know.
how they do. Like, when we're going to.
Yeah, and in the other hand that's back here, you got cookies.
Yeah,
That's what you got.
Treats.
Cookies. Treats, yes,
There you go.
exactly.
Yeah, I would break that whole thing. But anything that we need, how do we get a hold of you if we wanted to do a walkthrough or maybe bring your checkbook?
Oh,
What do we
bring
gotta
your
do?
checkbook.
Yeah,
but we
need-
do have the Menudo Festival coming up. That's Saturday, September 7th at the PAL parking lot.
Nice.
And we have local vendors. It's a free event to the public because we'll have bounce houses and stuff. But to taste the Menudo, it's $10 for adults and $5 for kids. But we have several local restaurants coming out and donating.
Bringing out the Menudo.
Bringing out the
Is
Menudo.
it like a Menudo? So this is like a contest, like a chili thing?
We used
chili
to do
off,
it a contest,
Menudo off.
and the restaurants didn't like having it as a contest because they just wanted people
No,
to
we're not
enjoy
having
it.
any chicken, only
No,
Menudo.
this will be Menudo,
Okay.
but that is a fundraiser for our Police Explorer Post
Yes.
that train to be officers and our Youth Leadership Council who do a ton of community
That's
service.
September,
September 7th.
and it's going to open up at what time?
It's from 9 to 2.
Nice.
At the
Is that a Saturday or a
12:35.
Sunday?
It's a Saturday. 12:35.
See, so those
to
Friday
Paula.
night warriors, Menudo.
They're gonna want Menudo, man.
Maybe you get to see some of your, those friends, your first responders in blue.
You will.
Yeah.
They will be there.
Oh, awesome.
So,
All right.
yeah.
Thank
So,
you.
and our band will play. Our
Nice.
band is going to play, and
All right.
we have some other musicians that are going to play. So, it's going to be. You'll be able to tour the teen center.
Good.
If you have kids ages 11 to 18 and see our wonderful programs,
Yep.
which are all free of charge. We do not charge for our programs. So
That's why we need to bring your checkbook because, someone's got to pay for this.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Right.
But just we got it. Well, that's what we got. You got to give back. It's for the kids.
It's for the kids,
That's
and
right.
they are the ones really doing so much work. And you've met them. They want it. They really
They do
want to
everything.
improve their community.
Yes. You make
And
brownies, though.
I
so
do.
you keep them up. You keep those spirits up. You keep the sugar, glycemic, whatever that is thing.
Glycemic
Yeah,
index.
well,
I
I have to
keep
talk
that,
about your brownies
that
and
energy.
because I just did a cleanse and I did not fail it.
Oh, good.
And I passed with. We'll talk
Well, I'm
about
glad.
it.
I
next
almost
break.
brought Dove chocolates today because I keep them on my desk for the officers.
I don't want any.
I didn't bring any. I almost did.
Don't want
but
any.
if you don't know about Dove chocolates, they have a little saying on the inside wrapper, so you have to open them very
Eat me.
gently.
What?
No, like one of my first ones that I opened, it said, "Hello, gorgeous," and I was like, "Well, hello, dark chocolate."
Oh, that's awesome because I did not know that.
They do. They have
Really?
like,
Of course you knew
yeah,
that. You
they
hide
do.
Yeah.
So yeah, and raisins.
Yeah.
They have little. You open up the little tab. They have a little inspirational saying there too.
On raisins?
On raisins, on the little Sun-Maid, you open up because I used to send them with my daughters, like for soccer and school, and my daughter noticed that.
I opened up a Chinese cookie last week. Dominique was with. We had with a big group, and mine said, "Help! I'm a prisoner in a Chinese cookie factory."
Nice.
I know. Seriously, I didn't know what to do. I was trying to reach out to you. I needed a first responder. All right,
To investigate.
Hey, you know what we need to do? We need to switch it over. Give the boom over to Richard Ellsworth. Put your hands together. Richard, I'm going to give you like 4 minutes, okay? Because Dr. D said there's 2, and I'm going to double it because we went over. And there's no way you're not going to tell us a little bit about what you posted on Facebook because you wowed me. I had to read it twice. I don't like reading when somebody throws out a lot of words. So let's just, give you a little overview. You can do it in 4.
Okay.
All right. I read it in 2, so you can do it in 4. Got it.
So
Right
I
now
was
it's good.
okay. Yeah, I'm on it.
I love it.
I'm ready. So I was scrolling through Facebook, and I noticed that there were a lot of people that were posting things about their life and what to do when somebody ignores you, or when you want a specific person in your life, or specific career things or jobs, and people post a lot about positivity and gratitude, and all that stuff is excellent, really great. But it occurred to me that I wanted to share something that I know that I practice, which is a little out there, and it's law of attraction and manifestation, and it's extraordinarily scientific if you think about it. It's based on a quantum physics theory that every person lives in their own parallel reality, and that every person in their own reality can affect everything in it, everything, every circumstance, even every person, because the idea is that every single person in your reality is just you pushed out. So, meaning that if you take the time to change your subconscious beliefs about some sort of attitude or desire or something that is around you, you can then have that belief manifest somewhere in the infinite field of potential. You can raise your vibration, let it go, and what happens is that these certain waves, these theta waves in the universe that will collapse into reality and fill the space that you created when you let go of attachment to the outcome.
Oh, that's just crazy talk. That's coming from a guy who calls himself a metaphysician. It's just crazy talk. You know what you're talking about. You're absolutely right, though. You are absolutely right.
It's foundational.
Yes, it absolutely is.
I've gotten a lot of the crazy, and it took me a long time to believe it.
Yeah.
So I tested it.
Yeah.
And
Tell us about that test.
Okay.
There's books written about it.
My first test was with a free cup of coffee. I said, I intend to get a free cup of coffee. I visualized it the night before I intended to go and try this. I went into I was actually walking by a coffee shop. I happened to be, and I bumped into somebody, and my phone fell to the ground and got a little crack in it. And the guy said, I'm so sorry, let me buy you a cup of coffee. Mm-hmm. And he bought me a cup of coffee. And I said, okay, that could just be a coincidence. That could be a total coincidence. So I said, I'm going to try it again. Very next day, did the same visualization that night before I went to bed. Next day, I decided to go into a coffee shop. Now, I don't drink coffee, so I drink tea. So it's easy for me to not be attached to the outcome. So I go in there, and what are they? Baristas. Yeah. The barista behind the counter made me a coffee by accident, and she said, "You know what? Listen, I'm going to make you the tea, and I'm going to give you both on the house." And I said, "Okay, this could still be a coincidence." Mm-hmm. So I did it one more time, visualized it the night before. Really convinced myself that this was real, it was going to happen. This time it took 2 days, so maybe there were some negative beliefs or some resistance in the way. And the same exact thing happened, where this time I think the barista thought I was cute or something, and she was like, here it is, on me.
Well, I will tell you that, first of all, there are no coincidences. There are only coincidences. That's how I pronounce it. Coincidences, all right? Number one. And number two, I will tell you a very brief story about a similar experience. My wife and I have been talking about getting a truck for like 3 or 4 years since we moved here, 3 or 4 of the last 5 years or so. To haul, maybe get a travel trailer, do some traveling, camping, blah, blah, blah. Now, you talk about not being involved in the process, which is a saying that I've heard. Do not get involved in the process. Become a part of it. And you probably would think that, well, if you want to get a truck, there are easier ways than this to do it. On November 7th, I was involved in a non-injury car accident that totaled our Volvo. For 1 month, we drove in a rental truck, a Ford F-150, a 2018. And the way things began to unfold, because of the fact that we'd paid off the majority of the loan, the money they were giving us paid the loan off, plus we had $2,000 left to put down on a truck. But we didn't know that we were going to get one until we got to Enterprise, which has a special relationship with our financial institution. End of story. We have a truck.
Woohoo!
less than 30 days from the accident. Yeah. And so
Takes up 2 spots now. I love that truck.
well, it takes up 2 spots because of the way I park.
It's all right.
It's because of the
Clearly.
way I park. And quite honestly,
I
do
just
that on
get out of
purpose.
the passenger side. It's not a big deal. It's no big deal.
Yeah, I do that. I got to climb over the console. But but I agree with you 100%. And those kinds of examples, a lot of people discount them. And one of the things that, when you say at the end of test 1 and at the end of test 2, oh, well, it's probably just a coincidence. It's probably why it took 2 days for the third one.
Yeah.
Because you didn't actually believe in the concept.
Correct. Yeah.
And obviously it worked the first time.
Yeah.
That's how I met my second wife. That's how I wound up here in Santa Barbara. But the thing is, we don't know the path.
But you know what's really fun
Right.
is to start journaling things like that.
Oh,
yeah.
So for Santa Barbara Wellness Center, we did an almanac, and we call it a synchronicity journal.
Yeah.
Yes, we have that, and that's still available. And you might be able to. We'll bring one in for next week, most definitely. Yes, and we have people that are looking at. I can't even speak right now because we have to take a break, and we have all new commercials. Okay, but we're gonna have an exciting show. Stay tuned with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I'm your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
Every single Tuesday.
All right, put your hands together. Emily Yerkinchin is in the house. I said I just killed your name. Okay, all right.
That's okay.
I know,
That's okay.
Emily.
I've had
And we're gonna say Emily. You're gonna be able to say your name correctly for everybody.
Emily Yurchison.
Yerkinchin.
Yurchison.
Got a lot of
Yes, you
letters
got
all
it. Oh, it
smushed
sure
together.
does. Got
I'm really happy. She's got an amazing story from the sourdough bread lady. Sent me an email. So then I'm going to let Emily continue after that.
Shout out to Victoria.
We love you, Bread. We love you. Get your butt back here on vacation. Take the train here. Visit. It's not expensive from San Diego.
No, I just did it the other day.
See?
It was fabulous.
Emily
I
says
took
come
my
back
little
up here.
ukulele and I was just strumming along the way.
That's it.
I was like vagabond on the train. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
but you're not supposed to be sitting on the roof of the train. This is not India.
That's where the adventure starts.
I know. I understand.
I did that in India. I saw those bodies in India. It was so powerful. I had an opportunity to watch one of those ceremonies, and it was so incredible on the Ganges River. It was totally transformative. It was just amazing. So that was part of the adventure that I've been on. So,
All right, so continue.
All right.
You meet together,
Okay.
and then she said you guys are kindred. It must have soul, spiritual, quantum physics. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
some kind of
I
thing.
want to speak. Thank you so much for sharing that, Richard, about the law of attraction, because I live my life from that. And but to me, what's so absolutely key, and this is so key for kids to hear, is I loved when I was 19. Joseph Campbell is one of my gurus, and he's big here in Santa Barbara, but he taught me about the hero's journey and that everybody has the potential to be the hero of their own lives. And I believe that wholeheartedly. And so I followed that. I studied all the different mythologies from the different religions, and I realized it all comes back to the same thing. It all comes back to love. It's all, God is love. It's all about that. And we're all wandering around in our own adventures, in our own dimensions, but the same things are coming up, the same symbols over and over again. So I'll give my little personal thing and then kind of expand it out there. But so I wrote a book called An Odyssey of Song, and it's a musical adventure into your creative heart. So I had a guitar that I got when I was 21 years old, and I sucked on the guitar. I was horrible. I don't know if anybody has tried the guitar, the ukulele, whatever. I was terrible. Beautiful Martin guitar. I wanted so desperately to play this thing, and I tried, and it was horrible. So I put it away in my closet, and I was like, I'm done with it. And then And at the time, I was teaching in an at-risk high school. And my whole thing with these kids was I just wanted to save them. I wanted to show. So I worked 80 hours a week. I was like, what can I do to help them engage into school, to help them understand that how important it is that they're connected and learning and all this kind of stuff. I bent over backwards trying to do this. And I felt so unsuccessful after 3 years. And I had a nervous breakdown. I just went completely down. And I was just like, I'm not a teacher. I'm not good at this, so.
That's really common occurrence for people.
Is it?
To try to save the world and have a nervous breakdown attempting to do it.
But what I realized is after that I had this opportunity to go on this hero's adventure. That's when I was in India. That's when I moved my entire life over to Portugal. And I decided that I was going to teach from my own inspiration. And so instead of like staying after school and doing all these things, I decided I was going to go out and develop myself. And so I learned about the culture. I learned to play that freaking guitar, and I learned that there was music inside of me, that there was creativity inside of me. I read not every book, but many of the books in the library. And when I came into class every morning, my energy, the law of attraction was at work. And these kids were drawn to me because I was inspired. And so to me...
Well, you're shy. I understand that. You're just a shy, really shy person.
But the thing is, I was shy. And that's what changed. And so the whole law of attraction, so when I started to document all this, I documented it through song and through story, I recognized that I was actually moving through the hero's journey of my life. And that I started as a victim. I grew up in a really dysfunctional family. I was the rescuer, so what role did I play with the kids? I tried to rescue them. I tried to save them. It didn't work, right? And so I had to really look at those roles. But the hero's adventure is so great because you see it in Harry Potter, you see it in all these movies and these books because they have to go on this adventure. And there are temptations and challenges along the way. And so you get sometimes derailed, like, your cookies and your all that kind of stuff that pulls you off. And then, and then it's like, so eventually you can discover your own power and your own voice, and then you can make the changes.
Well, and I think when that happens, because I went through similar, I didn't go to India, but I moved from Georgia to Santa Barbara. And I was really quiet and shy, and I volunteered, and if people needed something, I did, and I was a stay-at-home mom and the fixer, and now I'm out here working for PAL, and we have, low income, mostly Hispanic, and I had to empower myself, and when they see that, I can't fix them or save them, but I can help provide them the tools. They come to PAL, and we have the tools and the resources there, and it's up to them to take them.
Exactly.
And it's just being positive and uplifting and encouraging and telling them, you know what, you're capable and you're worth.
That's right.
You're worth it.
You're worth it.
So, but if you can't make them do the work. So I just keep doing the work on myself. And then they see that, and they feed me, and so I hope I feed them as much as they feed me. But they have to do the work.
Yes.
But they need tools. They're not of the age yet to have all those tools.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
So this is a really great example of everyone as you pushed out or oneness, because the changes that you affect yourself with are what manifests in the people around you.
Right.
So when you love yourself, have a good opinion of yourself, are doing a lot of giving things, what you're doing is skyrocketing your vibration.
Right.
And when you're vibrating at a higher frequency, all of a sudden similar things will come right back to you.
This is a really nonviolent way of being in the world, because if we decide unilaterally, I'm going to practice love, doesn't matter what happens in the world, I'm going to always find that position where I can practice love, tolerance, and patience. That's how we attract the love, tolerance, and patience back to us. But we unilaterally decide it's important enough that that's what I'm doing.
Give me a tissue. I need tissue. We're going to take a break. It's Erica Salt of the Creative Team. We're back after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I'm your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in every single Tuesday. Hands together, Santa Barbara Museum of Natural History. Woo! Yeah. All right, Jenna rolled in. Jenna, how do you say your last name?
Roll.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you were. That was a
Did
good
you
joke.
like that?
It was really good.
It just, boom, I didn't even, just like, I know, bad, horrible.
You've been sitting here the whole time.
Like
coming
looking
up
at your
with that.
name. How can I cue it together? All right. Well, she's going to be the lead. I'm going to have you introduce who you brought with us today, and then we're going to talk about the role that Santa Barbara Museum of like that.
Yeah.
There you go.
They just keep coming.
See what Santa Barbara Museum of Natural History has to do and what they do for our kids here in this community. And I love the Santa Barbara Museum of Natural History. So thank you for being here
We
today.
do too.
Woo! Yeah.
Well, today I brought with me Grayson and Haley, who are two of the teens in our teen program, Quasars to Sea Stars. But before I jump into that program, I'll just talk a little bit about the other two programs that we have. Our Quasars to Sea Stars program is sort of like the gem and the crown of our teen programs. But we also have two summertime programs, our CIT's Counselors in Training program, which is a program for teens to assist with our nature adventure camps during the summer. And then our Volunteens program, which are a group of teens that give tours of the museum and sort of act as ambassadors for the museum. And then our Quasars to Sea Stars program, which is a year-round, multi-year program. So students come in as freshmen and sophomores in high school and then commit their high school career to the museum as interns, volunteers, and also paid employees. What is awesome about all three of these programs is that they are entirely free of charge to all teens. And not only is that a real boon, but they provide teens with experiences that they wouldn't maybe normally have available to them in their everyday lives.
What a great college resume.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, for sure. Not only do they leave high school with an ample amount of volunteer hours. I'm talking like hundreds of community service
Broadcasting
hours.
is a good thing to put on your college resume, too.
Yeah.
We have an amazing
Well, I think
internship
Grayson over here
program.
really has a voice for radio. But listen, you said it, not me.
I got to say, because I've checked you out, Jenna, and you are so highly thought of at the Santa Barbara Museum of Natural History. I mean, more than one person says, like, when every time I had to get you, and then you were gone last week.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, and then they were thinking about, because I said, I really need somebody last week, and they go, all right, if she's all that, then I'll wait for Jenna.
Wow.
So you really,
Ugh, too bad I'm not applying for college. I should track these people down.
But you actually, you're a light, because you could see how much you love just even talking about it, and that is very attracting. If you want to talk about the law of attractions, kids are going to see that in you. But no, they really, I always like to share compliments, and I wish I wrote down who I spoke to, but man, she didn't. It was like, man, what's going on here? Because I don't know if you're getting paid because you're really like laying it out.
Yeah, every time someone says something nice about me, it just goes to my GoFundMe for my self-esteem.
Well, I just want to know, how did you get involved, Jenna, with the program or the museum?
Well, let's see. I was working. So my background is in earth sciences, specifically paleontology, and I was going to school at UCSB. And after I left UCSB, I really wanted to get involved in public education. I had been doing scientific research for a number of years and just realized I don't know, there's a better way. There's a more fun way and a more interesting way. And I think that's with the public. Luckily, there are a lot of really wonderful young people who also have the same passion. And so I feel really, really lucky and really grateful that I get to work with such a wonderful group of teens. We just got back from a 5-day trip on Santa Rosa Island.
Ooh, I want to hear about that.
Yeah, I'll let Grayson and Haley tell you more about that. But that's an experience that's so wonderful. Is every year we have these really intensive summers together. We're just about to do final presentations on Saturday that are open to the public from 1 to 4:30 p.m. at the museum. But this is really an opportunity for the teens to showcase the actual scientific research that they are contributing not only to the museum, but to the greater public. And honestly, for me, there's nothing better that I could have done with my education and in my time. So it's sort of self-serving, But I think we are all kind of spoke to that a little bit already, that, like in serving others, you serve yourself as well.
Do they have anything after school? Just wondering. So if Michelle said, "Hey, I got 20 kids over here at PAL, and we want to do a day there," how's that?
Yeah. So sort of the route.
She's right next to you.
Yeah.
I don't
sort
know.
of the route
Nobody
for
can
that
see,
is
but we
going.
can.
Is going through our visitor services. We're always open to assisting with school groups, as well as we have a lot of opportunities through our school and teacher services for underserved students to come to the museum, K through 12. Yeah.
Well, and PAL is sort of the central hub for the Campership Alliance. So there's about 14 agencies, the museum included, who give us their summer camp scholarships. And then we register and qualify those families. And so we send a lot of kids over. And this means they don't have somebody, and the zoo doesn't have somebody who's trying to coordinate and find these families. It all comes through PAL. And then, so that's one of the relationships that we have developed. And then we have been able to do several tours with our kids over there.
I'm excited to hear about Santa Rosa Island.
Yeah, so we're gonna hear about it. We'll take a break. We'll take a break first, eh? Because we got those commercials you made, and I think maybe we've got Emily's commercial and maybe the Santa Barbara commercial. If it's not in this ring, it'll be next show. All right, let's do it. It's Erica Salda. Stay tuned with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I'm your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in every single Tuesday. All right, Jenna, now's your chance. You're going to roll out. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You brought two guests, and then I'll let you take over because I need a break. I have to get a drink of water. So
all right, great.
In case you wanted to think about being a co-host, this is good practice.
Oh, this is my audition. Okay. So today I brought with me Haley, who is a senior in the Quasars to Sea Stars program. She's also about to be a senior in high school. And Grayson, who is in his second year in the Quasars to Sea Stars program and is about to be a junior in high school.
Woo! Wow! Ooh. Oh, sorry. I got it because I love it when kids come on the show.
We love it.
We love kids. All right. Who's going to go first?
I can.
Thanks, Haley.
What do I say?
Yeah, what do we say? How'd you get involved in the program?
Oh, okay. So I just found out about the program through, I guess, community outreach. And I just thought it was really, really cool because I love science and I love nature. And I love people my age. So that's kind of what Quasars is just connecting with people your age through science and through nature and through working at the museum. And we get a lot of experience, and I think it's really cool.
So what does it entail working at a museum? I mean, it's kind of a big picture.
So what I do at the museum, I've worked in a few different departments. So I've worked in vertebrate zoology and working in the camps with education and kind of like at the Sea Center, stuff like that. So I kind of do a lot of public speaking. Like I just had a tour shift today, so I was giving a museum tour. And I don't know, we just kind of get involved with everything in the museum, which is great because it gives you a lot of experience in like a lot of different things.
So you started, and now are you going to apply to college?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be applying in the fall.
Nice. What of your experience are you going to express maybe in an essay, or what exciting thing you're going to share?
I would say I would talk about just kind of how I get a lot of experience kind of with everybody and like with kids and with science, but also just I've learned a lot about myself too through the program because we go out into nature and that's very introspective for me. So yeah, I mean, just talking about my experience and how it's made me feel, connecting with the museum, just like learning so much every day when I'm there.
Awesome. Do you want to introduce your partner?
Yeah, so this is Grayson.
Hello. So I've been going to the museum since I was very, very little. I did the camps that I now work at from like age like 4 to 10. And I found out about quasars through one of my science classes. We go and we present about the program. And when I got into high school, I was like, I love nature, and I really am starting to get really interested in science. This is totally something I should apply to. And I did, and I got in, and I love it. Like 100%. Yeah.
So you went to Santa Rosa Island?
Yeah, we just went. It was so cool. We did so many awesome hikes, and we got to do some research there. It was pretty cool.
So yeah, it was really cool.
So the research was on plants or animals?
So we did this thing where we had a day where we spent doing research, and we broke up into groups, and we got to choose what we wanted to research. So my group decided to scout the locations of fox poop, because on Santa Rosa Island there is a lot of fox poop. So we broke the island into segments and counted fox poop in certain areas to see what habitats they liked.
And that was your way to track where they're at? Mm-hmm. Did you find any dens while you were looking for the poop?
We didn't find any dens, but we did find a 10 meters by 10 meters area that had 100 different pieces of poop. We called it the fox poop party.
Really? That was with a town meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. I had to do a construction project on one of the islands out from Point Magoo, it's St. Nicholas Island. Mm-hmm. And there are kit foxes on St. Nicholas Island. And I was told, and I'm wondering if it's a myth, so I'm asking you as scientists, that kit fox were famous for stealing the army that's out there, stealing their shoes and putting their shoes in their foxholes. Is that true?
I would definitely believe that. We were instructed every night to make sure that we bring our shoes in. Foxes just by nature are super, super curious. So they will steal your things. They will also
pee on them.
Pee all over your things. That's right, Grayson. But I've also had experiences where they have dug through people's backpacks to get to their toothpaste. So yeah, everything. They want everything.
They're weird.
I have a degree in zooarchaeology, and I was doing research one time, and I went to the Museum of Natural History to look at the bone collection to do some comparative analyses to determine what types of creatures I had from my assemblages. And when I went in there, someone had I'm hoping they were already dead, but I walk in there and they were Crime Stop! They were the people in that particular department were dissecting probably somewhere between 30 and 40 island foxes, which is really interesting. And some of them, they had the bones and big fish tanks with domestic beetles to eat the flesh and clean the bones. It was really interesting, but the collection, the bone collection over there is hugely extensive. It is very biased towards West Coast, but it's one of the largest collections I've seen in the country, and I've been to a lot.
Yeah, we're really proud of that collection. We are the repository for any material that comes off of the Channel Islands. So whether it be, freshly dead animals or longly dead animals. Recently, Dr. Jonathan Hoffman, our sciences collections manager, found a fossil dugong on the islands, which is really cool, which is a sea cow. Sorry. I'm sorry. I got really fancy. I was like, no one's excited about this.
The scientists here are smiling.
Our dugongs.
Yeah, dugongs. Yeah.
That's it.
So what would you say to your friends in order to encourage them to come out for this program?
I would say if you're looking for a really good time and if you want to go into nature a lot and have fun with teens and learn about museums and stuff, then definitely join. And even if you don't think it's going to be the program for you, it probably is, because everyone's really nice and you're going to have a good time, I think.
And you want to give a shout out for Jenna. What was your favorite thing that you want to thank her for?
I just want to thank you for being an awesome manager and for doing so much for us.
Just a love fest. Okay, you can't. Well, Grayson, what do you want to say?
You're putting me on the spot.
That's very funny.
There's almost nothing to like about Jenna. She's absolutely horrible. She's amazing. She's relaxed, but she's still like great at managing us. She plans awesome trips, and I don't know. She's good.
Oh, okay, more tissues. So you have a chance to rebut, but we have a smushy sign, so that means you just got to say like whatever you want to say about these guys today, whatever.
Oh, well, I say this all the time, but I have the greatest job. Like it's amazing to watch these young people come in as one person and leave totally transformed and have, an eye on their future and, a path and a vision. Not just about, like Haley said, science and nature, but about themselves. It's a really amazing transformative process. And so,
Well, look at these this way, guys. I mean, Haley, Grayson, like she picked you here today. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
This is a good show. Now you have something to show your mommy, your grandparents.
I also chose you to be Quasar, so that's
it. Let's take a break. It's Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I'm your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday.
A couple of shouts. What do we got to give shouts to? Santa Cruz Market. We love Santa Cruz. Vince. Have you been to Vince lately, Dee? No, we haven't been. Okay, forget it. Not even going to talk about it. Vince and Galita. That's Galita Sushi is awesome. Who else do we got, Dominique?
Oh, shout outs to everyone in Santa Barbara that is supporting our teens.
Yeah, if you're supporting our teens, we would love to support you. So text me or give me a call, send me an email, and we've got a couple of spots left for some commercials. And Dr. D, thank you. Because free advertising is it's a beautiful thing, and you're the best that there is. Okay, let's get back to Jenna. Superstar Jenna.
Oh man.
Quick
I don't know what to
question
do with all this newfound fame.
for the Santa Barbara Museum. Is there an event coming up where people can come and help support the museum?
Oh man. Well, we always have a lot of ongoing events that engage the public. Like I said, this Saturday we have final presentations for our Quasars to Sea Stars program. There are 14 of them that will be presenting on a number of topics. This year we are focusing on watersheds, our local water reservoirs, and resource management and conservation. And so there are topics related to that. So like how desalination works. And
that's great.
Are dams good? Things like that. And so in addition to that, the museum has a lot of public events as well. So a lot of community outreach events like Science on Site, where you can come to the museum and meet with the scientists that work in our collections and research, and even assist them in creating a body of work. We also have monthly events like Science Pub for those adults out there, no teens.
I went to Adult Swim at the Sea Center. So it was adults only, after hours, no kids, and you got a little glass of wine. And there was, some light snacks, and you got to walk around, and it was very interactive, and yeah, so that was fun.
Can I ask you an odd question? My kids have got me onto an app called iNaturalist.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just a word out there. If you have not looked at it, it replaces Pokemon.
Yeah.
We love iNaturalist.
We do love
I
iNaturalist.
know about it, and I know there's more
scary.
than one
That's
person
just
that
plain
doesn't know
scary.
about it. So how does that work? You got a minute?
It's an app where you can post pictures of plants or animals that you find. What was that? Okay.
That's 2 minutes.
on it, and then you can identify it, and you can have other people confirm your identifications, and you can identify stuff for other people. It's really great, like community science.
Yeah, community science. It's a way for everyone to engage in this larger opportunity to give
He all has a
something.
test. He doesn't know what it is. He puts it on iScience and he waits.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly. But, use your powers for good, not evil. iNaturalist is really cool. We use it a lot for a lot of different projects. Like just a few weeks ago, we went out to UCSB and learned all about environmental mitigation. So like when the airport wanted to expand, they had to give back something to the wetlands for preservation. So we used iNaturalist to help out with some projects that were happening at UCSB on some of that mitigated land.
I saw a very interesting bug at SPCC, and I took a picture of it, and now my kids are going to help me post it properly on iNaturalist.
Oh, wonderful.
So I'm very excited.
That is way awesome. Guess what, guys, folks? We are out of time. We so appreciate all of you here in Santa Barbara, and let's make somebody happy today. Thank you. God bless. See you next week.